Hey, what's up? Welcome to Throwback Thursday. Now, I've sort of renamed this playlist or this series that I'm doing every Thursday, The Road to Rock Band 4, because as we know, Rock Band 4 is coming out, and a lot of people are picking up the game again. And really, instead of doing Throwback Thursday, I just want to shed some light on some songs that people may have missed when it came to their DLC library. So let's get started with our first song of the week. Now, this is a band we saw a lot of DLC from. I think there was about 5 or 6 songs released. I know there was a pack that was like a 5-pack released, and that band is AFI with the song Miss Murder. Now, I had first heard the song in Guitar Hero 3, and I think it was part of the Guitar Hero 3 demo, and I thought it was like a really great song, and I'm like, why wasn't it in Rock Band 1 or 2? And finally it showed up, and I was so happy, and it's a really fantastic song on all instruments. What you see behind me has harmonies. I actually have the Rock Band Harmonies project installed, so this will give you an idea of exactly what the harmonies will look like when you do pick up Rock Band 4. And starting with the drums, this has a pretty similar beat in every section of the song. So you'll start out playing on the floor, on the rack tom and the snare, and then you'll do the same kind of beat on then the crash and the snare. And it's actually quite a bit of fun. It's a fun beat. It changes things up a bit. And then there's also a lot of playing on the different toms and the bass drum as well. Other than that, it's a pretty easy song to play on drums. The guitar is probably one of the weaker instruments in the song. It's pretty chord heavy. There are sections of the song where you'll be playing like a lot of alt strumming. I'm personally not a fan of alt strumming, but I know a lot of people are. And then there's also a few sections where you'll be playing a lot of single notes. But overall, it's not an overly difficult song. But I really want to talk about the bass on this song. The bass is absolutely fantastic. From that opening bass riff to the rest of the song, it really stays consistent and stays really fun. Because with the guitar, there are a couple sections where you won't even be playing anything. But with the bass, it's pretty much constant throughout. It's a really fantastic song on bass. The harmonies are, pretty standard. You'll just be basically doubling up on what the chorus is. There'll be a couple spots where you may be throwing some stuff in that maybe the lead vocalist won't sing. But overall, it's a decent song on vocals. But if you guys haven't heard of AFI, maybe this is a good song to get you introduced to this band, because it's a really fun song to play. Let's go into our second song of the week. Second song of the week is an artist who has seen, I think, an album or two released, a bunch of other songs released, and rightfully so. The next song is Voodoo Child by Jimi Hendrix. This is actually a live version that was released, and you know what? It's a really incredible song on all instruments. This song does not feature harmonies. The drums are insanely difficult at certain times. It's not that the song is overly difficult as the entire song. For the most part, it stays pretty consistent, but there's a lot of really tricky fills thrown in, especially on the snare. The snare is really fill heavy in this song. A lot of ghost notes. There'll be a lot of parts where you're playing the ride and the snare, and then you'll have a random tom thrown in. And then, especially towards the end of the song, you'll be doing these crazy John Bonham fills over and over again. And I can only imagine how hard of a song this must have been to actually chart if you worked at harmonix, just to listen to every nuance of it. The guitar is really difficult. It is a 6th tier or devil tier. There are some ridiculous amount of hammer-ons on here. This song just completely destroyed me and obliterated me as a guitarist. It's really a good song if you're looking for a challenge. And if you're a fan of Jimi Hendrix, which, who isn't? The bass is actually pretty fun. It's actually pretty easy, too. I didn't really have any trouble with the bass, but there's a lot of nice little variety here, and the bass line is quite fun and interesting to play. The vocals, I always have trouble singing Jimi Hendrix, and, if you are looking for a challenge, this is probably a good song to play. It is a pretty long song, I'll warn you. It feels like it clocks in around, 5:30 or 6 minutes long. But it's an absolute blast the entire way, whether you're playing guitar, bass, or drums. Let's go into our last song of the week. And our last song of the week is from a band that was actually one of the first songs released for Rock Band 1 back in 2007. This is a band, All American Rejects, with the song Dirty Little Secret. And this song is what I would call a really fun, easy song. It's not the most challenging on any particular instrument, but you'll see in the back I've also got the harmonies turned on, because as we know, Rock Band 4 will have harmonies for all the Legacy DLC. So I'll be talking about harmonies as well on this song. So the drums are pretty straightforward, but it's really fun, the drums. There's a pretty standard beat you'll be playing on the hi-hat and snare, and then you'll be playing a similar beat on the crash and snare. And then there's also a part where we'll be playing these flams. And then the flams have these couple little fun tom fills thrown in as well. The guitar is what I would again call a really easy, fun guitar song, very chord heavy. It's good if you want to just get into expert guitar and you want somewhere to start. The bass is easily the worst instrument. There's really not a whole lot going on. The harmonies are really fun. There are some special parts where people singing the harmonies are basically singing their own, or they're doing like a back and forth with the lead vocalist, which is a lot of fun. But that basically does it for this week's episode. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to stay up to date on all things Rock Band 4, Guitar Hero Live, and Amplitude related, click the subscribe button. Take care.